Ooh, do that in front of the mic. Get that good audio.
Glass of wine, glass of wine.
Only want to see you pouring up that glass of wine. I know.
Books.
Hello, and welcome to Didn't Read It, the podcast that is sometimes shameless filler.
Yeah.
I am your host, Grace Todd, and with me today is Lee Rossi,
Hello.
my favorite baby.
Aw. Jokes.
So today is, as I indicated a moment ago, some shameless filler because your girl is running a one-woman show, and I desperately need time to research.
Yeah. Grace does incredible in-depth research, and it turns out that takes time and energy.
Oh, you're so nice. So what we are going to do today is just give you a little bit of silliness. And if a little bit of silliness is not what you tuned in for and you wanted serious literary analysis, we will be back with more of that quite soon. But for today, we are at Black Iris. There's a show going on downstairs, so it's all going to be a little loosey-goosey. There might be some random noise pollution.
What it's like when you record in the field.
Yes, we are being journalists on the move.
Yeah.
And we're going to essentially play a game. So this is a game that we play.
Yeah. Can I give the context?
Oh, please.
Okay. Well, Grace, as you might know, is a lover of books, a natural storyteller. Narrative just flows through her, and she makes great stories of everything that she encounters. And one thing that you might notice if you are having a conversation with Grace,
especially if there's alcohol involved.
Yeah, Grace has had a glass or two of an adult beverage, is she just starts making plots out of thin air. She just is like, what if there was a movie that blah, 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 or what if there was a book that blah, 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 or what if for a while it was a board game? Like, what if there was a board game? And you just like naturally, zero effort, just spin these incredible plots, and other people usually join in. And it is truly a talent.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
It's just like it's kind of a dumb, like riffy game we play, which now has a name as of last summer because we were drunk in a pool. Well, I was drunk in a pool. And we started calling it Plot Me Baby One More Time.
Uh-huh.
And that's what we're going to do today. We are each going to pull up the last thing that we Googled on our phones, and we are going to turn that into the plot of an imaginary book. That's it. That's the game.
Yeah.
Again, if that's not your bag, I'm so sorry, but I need
Get out.
I need time.
Leave.
I need time to go read several novels and annotate them. And so this is what you're getting, because I didn't want to leave y'all hanging, because I love you all so much, and I'm really glad you're here.
Oh, you're really nice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, this is Plot Me Baby One More Time.
Plot me baby one more time.
The storiness.
Oh, she also does it with songs. That's another thing. She also does it with songs. She writes parody songs. She's like Weird Al, like in person. Constantly just writing parody songs.
I'm just horny for story structure. So, Lee, what was the last thing you Googled on your phone?
Gerolsteiner mineral water.
Ooh, okay.
Because you offered to pick me up a drink before you came pick me up, and I wanted to spell it correctly. That's the sparkling mineral water that I wanted specifically. So it's Gerolsteiner.
Gerolsteiner. All
Yeah.
right. The last thing I Googled was tiny rooster breed. So, tiny rooster breed and boutique mineral water.
Yeah, not owned by Nestle.
Oh, that's good.
That's why I'm trying to drink the Gerolsteiner. Okay, just for the record. Not because this specific spring in Germany is the best.
All right. Let's set the scene.
Yeah, set it.
It is a small, struggling family of mineral water bottlers.
Mineral water bottlers. That's a tongue twister. Multi-generational.
Yeah.
It's a dynasty.
It's been in the family for a century or so, since great grandpapa first became a mineral water bottler.
Mineral water bottler.
So great grandpapa became a mineral water bottler in the foothills of the Alps.
Yeah.
Many generations ago.
Yeah.
But
it's got to be a few generations down. Some of his progeny get involved in some scams or some messy business, and the family mineral water bottling plant almost goes under.
Okay, so grandpapa has died, and the line of succession is not clear.
Grandpapa was dead to begin with.
One of the siblings has inherited the spring. One of the siblings has inherited the bottles.
How many siblings are there? Two?
Two siblings.
And they're twins, and they've always been feuding.
Yes, they hate each other.
They've been competing.
They're statuesque Austrian blondes.
Oh, and Grandpapa knew that they feuded, and he did this on purpose because he thought it was funny. Because he was a real prankster, Grandpapa.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, the family is being threatened by two things. The people of Germany have, as one, turned against mineral water. There's a new health trend.
Yeah.
And Germany's most famous equivalent of Gwyneth Paltrow has said publicly that mineral water is bad for you.
Yeah.
And so everyone has en masse turned to still water.
Yeah, because of the four. It does not disrupt the four humors.
Yes. Because Gwyneth Paltrow is like 30 seconds away from getting into humor theory. I swear to God. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's going to start being like, women are cold and wet naturally. And this is why I breathe hot air every morning to realign my humors.
Also leeches.
It's gonna happen, right? Some celebrity is going to tell us to put leeches on ourselves in the next year.
I mean, they use leeches in hospitals, apparently.
They do. Yeah, that's a thing.
But like, we're talking about bad leeches, by the way.
Yeah, no, like
not good hospital leeches, like bad Gwyneth Paltrow leeches.
Well, also that's the kind of thing you should be.
Expensive leeches.
Expensive,
bougie leeches,
poisonous leeches.
Yeah,
because you shouldn't be doing this without the supervision of a medical professional.
Right.
So this German Gwyneth Paltrow-esque figure has gotten big into the humors.
Yeah,
the humors.
The humors.
We are big into the humors.
We must balance the humors.
The humors are unbalanced.
Yes.
And she lives on the neighboring estate. And so there's she knows what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And it's thoroughly possible that she actually still holds a grudge from the affair that her grandmama had with grandpapa.
Yes, who was a philanderer as well as a prankster.
And just like a bit of a cad, like a lovable cad figure.
Now, was there somebody born that messes with some sort of inheritance? Is German Goop trying to get a hold of the Gerolsteiner mineral water fortune?
Zoop.
Zoop. Zoop. Is Zoop trying to get her hands?
Her German hands.
Her hands on the Wasser bottling?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So Zoop, we're going to find out in the third act that Zoop is actually an illegitimate third heir.
Right.
Who's been like building a dossier this whole time.
Yeah.
And she turned the German people against mineral water in order to devalue the family's assets.
Yes.
So that they would sell it to her for a song, because she knows that she can then turn around and be like, actually mineral water is the greatest, and all of her fans will just mindlessly follow her.
Yeah. So she'll be like, well, I changed this. I used this one weird trick to turn, doctors won't believe it, to turn the water healthy again, and now it's good.
It's a long con.
Yeah.
But the siblings don't know this yet, and all they know is that one of them has inherited the spring, one of them has inherited the bottles. Mm-hmm. They hate each other with a passion because their grandfather spent their entire lives turning them against one another.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to pull the family business together? Enter the tiny rooster.
And how does it enter, Grace?
So, the statuesque German twins are feuding. The business is about to collapse. Their loyal accountant, who has been with the family for many generations, has been trying to broker a peace, but can't seem to do it. She's considering leaving. She's like a Mrs. Hall figure, you know, like kind of a beloved, been with them for a lifetime.
Okay.
She's an employee, but she really acts like she's part of the family.
Yeah. Not afraid to talk some truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But she's also, at the end of the day, it is the 21st century, and if those paychecks dry up, she's out.
Yeah. She's like, I was gonna retire anyway.
Exactly. In preparation for this, her nephew has come to visit from America.
Who is a rooster? Oh.
Her nephew, the rooster.
Also, she's a chicken.
Mrs. Hen.
Okay.
You know what? F- it. We're keeping it. Her name is Mrs. Hen.
Okay.
Anyway.
A hen. Or Frau Hen. Her nephew from America has come to visit. She was like, you know what? I put off retirement for this long just out of love for the family, but they're driving it into the ground anyway, so...
And she's
I'm going to leave,
She's considering retiring to America to live with her nephew, who is a breeder of boutique tiny chickens
Yes.
for rich people's backyard coops.
Why are they so small? They're so cute.
Because rich people
Yeah.
want tiny things.
Did he breed the pooping out of them? Do they not poop anymore?
No, you still have to hire staff to clean up the poop. That's impossible. But it's, so you know, like everyone was big into teacup pigs.
Yeah.
He's breeding teacup chickens.
Yes.
For the rich and famous.
Yes.
He owns a small poultry farm in California, and he's making obscene amounts of money breeding these teacup chickens.
Yeah.
For the rich and famous.
They're pastel.
They're small. You can put one in your purse and carry it around.
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah. Hot accessory.
The hottest accessory.
Yes.
Like the must-have pet of 2026.
You've got to get on these chickens, bro.
Gotta get one of these teacup chickens.
I can only get you a feature in InStyle if you get one of these chickens. I'm a publicist. I'm working my ass off over here.
I'm doing everything I can, Gwyneth. But until you let go of your fear of birds, there isn't much I can do for you.
Yeah. Do you want an invite to the Oscars or not?
So he shows up. The
Yeah.
statuesque twins are feuding. We have not named them yet. We should probably name the statuesque twins. We also have not decided on a gender for the statuesque twins. Maybe they're...
I don't think we need to.
Yeah, they're gender neutral.
They are the twins.
They are the twins.
Yes.
Should we name them though?
Are they? I mean, they're attractive. Is the nephew attractive?
Of course he's attractive. He breeds tiny chickens for the rich and famous.
Yeah. So everybody's just like really hot.
Yeah. But like whatever hot means to you.
Yeah.
You know, like they're not necessarily like classically hot. Maybe they're just like
They're hot.
yeah.
Period.
Like, maybe they're hot the way like Matthew McFadden is hot. Like they just have interesting faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're your hot to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all just being very sexy.
I just realized we're writing a very strange
If
romance
you ever
novel.
do this with me, it's always gonna turn slutty. Just so you know.
Just straight to smut. Okay.
We set the scene.
I mean, look, you know, even outside of the world of romance, every good novel should have at least one sex scene in it. Let's be honest here. Okay.
Yeah.
So the twins. Still need names for the twins.
Oh, I don't know anything about German names. They don't need German names.
No, they don't.
They're cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Their names are Jan
Okay.
and Fran.
Jan and Fran.
Yeah.
Jan and Fran.
Yeah.
The non-binary mineral water heirs
Yes. Statuesque.
who are statuesque.
Yes.
And beautiful
Yes.
in whatever way is most appealing to you.
And competitive.
Very competitive. Big on pranks, right? Like,
like grandpapa.
yeah, they're big on pranking each other.
Yeah.
And deep down, you can tell through the narrative, the love is still there.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to communicate with each other healthily.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pranks are just escalating out of control.
They have to heal their intergenerational trauma from their grandfather. Trying to pit them against each other.
Yeah. And they haven't gotten there yet. You know, like that takes time. And it's hard to get a good therapist in the Swiss Alps. Their internet isn't very good.
Yeah.
And there are just not a lot of, not the Swiss Alps.
You gotta climb a lot of hills.
Just in the Alps.
The German Alps.
The German Alps.
The German ones.
Are there Alps in Germany?
I think so.
I'm just throwing out keywords at this point.
The mountains in Europe.
The mountains. The mineral water mountains.
This is a fictionalized version of Gerolsteiner.
But the nephew shows up. Tiny chickens in tow.
Oh, he brought them with him.
He
on the
brought
plane.
them, yeah, because he got a bulk order from
Zoop. That bitch.
At the estate next door. And he realized that she was right next to his beloved auntie, who was already thinking of retiring.
Yeah.
And he has been trying to convince her for years to come and live on his estate because when he was just a young, aspiring tiny chicken breeder, she was the only one who believed in him. And with her accounting acumen, not only did she send him money, but she helped him balance his books from afar, because that's the miracle of the internet, baby.
Yeah.
And he is trying to pay her back. He wants to give her a beautiful retirement in that lovely California weather.
Yes.
Because this is a novel, and there are no wildfires in imaginary California.
Correct. And there's definitely enough water for everyone,
So
including the bougie chickens.
Indeed. So Mr. Cockwright,
Go,
the chicken breeding nephew.
right?
This is a romance novel. We've already decided it's a smutty novel, so I'm just naming him Mr. Cockwright.
You do that. You go.
You can dear listener, you can decide how that's spelled. So he shows up. He's got a bulk order of teacup chickens for Zoop next door. He is scheming to take away Mrs. Hen, the beloved accountant.
Yeah.
And the twins, Jan and Fran,
Yeah.
are confronted with a fundamental upsetting of their whole life up until this point.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
Do I have to answer that question?
I mean,
I'm not as good at this as you are. What act is this?
I'd say this is like the end of the first third. Like the scene has been set.
Oh.
The scene has been fully set,
Yeah.
right? Like all the conflicts are here.
Yeah.
Zoop is trying to steal the money.
Yeah.
Mr. Cockwright is trying to steal Mrs. Hen. The twins are at war with one another.
Yeah. Their situation was untenable, and now that inevitability is laid bare.
Will they be able to save the family mineral water empire? Do they even want to save the family mineral water empire? Maybe they should just sell up to Zoop next door.
Yeah.
Let Mrs. Hen go retire in California.
And go their separate ways.
And go their separate way. I mean, neither of them have any marketable skills because they've spent their whole lives bottling mineral water.
Yeah.
It's a little Willy Wonka-esque. There's no like factory. It's just this one family.
This has to include a hidden message from Grandpapa that reveals something to them all along. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I foresee some, whatever the climax or whatever is, at the end, I foresee it ending with the chicken farm at the water bottling. Got in my own head about that now. Water bottling plant. And they're in some sort of, the nephew and the twins are in some sort of happy throuple. And they've saved the business by incorporating chickens.
Ooh, I like it.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Cockwright shows up.
Yeah.
Immediately, he and Fran are in a feud.
Oh.
Fran cannot stop picking on him, but he cannot stop picking on them. And they're in one of those will they, won't they, high tension. They're furious with each other. They won't speak. Mrs. Hen is trying to act as a go-between, but she's getting increasingly fed up and increasingly just done with them. Meanwhile, Jan is conducting business negotiations with Zoop next door behind Fran's back.
The dirty double crosser.
Because Jan is the one who was left with the actual spring, and
Yeah.
Fran was the one who was left with the bottling plant.
Yeah.
And Jan knows that Zoop would rather do her own bottling anyway,
Yeah.
because that's the kind of person she is.
Because then she can do like vagina packaging or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Jade vagina bottles.
So Jan and Zoop have struck a deal.
Done.
Fran and Mr. Cockwright are at each other's throats when they finally kiss.
Yeah. It's such an angry
kiss.
hot kiss.
There's a little bit of like there's a little bit of slapstick humor during the kiss with one of the tiny chickens.
I was about to say, there's got to be like the gentle rustle of chicken feathers in the background.
Yeah, no, like there's definitely like they almost kiss, and then there's like some slapstick chicken humor, and then they actually finally do kiss, and then there's also more slapstick chicken humor.
Yeah, cute.
Let's see. So where have we left ourselves?
Zoop and Jan have done a deal for the water. Mr. Cockright and Fran couldn't deny their passion any longer.
They couldn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
So we have to defeat Zoop in some way.
No, I think we bring her in. We bring Zoop in.
Well, then I think Mrs. Hen is going to be necessary for that somehow. She has to give Zoop the family love that she didn't have.
Okay. It is the eve of the Mineral Water Festival.
Obviously.
That this small town has every year.
Yeah.
And which the family are expected to participate in. But everyone is worried that they're not going to participate because they know that there have been huge problems.
Yeah.
But the mineral water locally is rumored to be an aphrodisiac and a sign of true love. And it's traditional at this festival for like young people in love to give each other the mineral water and to sip from the same glass, and it's very symbolic. It's important.
Yeah.
Everyone in the family is gearing up to go to the Mineral Water Festival.
Begrudgingly. Yeah.
Fran and Jan not speaking to each other.
They're taking separate cars.
Fran and Mr. Cockright have had some kind of entirely predictable misunderstanding. They also are not speaking to each other.
Oh boy.
Mrs. Hen is just like fed up with all of these young people.
Yeah.
Also, she's really starting to feel her age, and her back has been hurting, and she just like needs a rest. Like
she needs some of that special water.
She is tired.
Yeah.
So she pushes all of the young people out of the house. She sends them down to the Mineral Water Festival. As soon as everyone is gone, surprise, her back didn't hurt after all. It was a ruse.
Mrs. Hen.
She gathers some papers. She walks out into the night. Meanwhile, they go to the Mineral Water Festival.
How do you do this? How do you do this?
None of them are speaking to each other. They're all furious.
Yeah.
But they arrive. The mayor of the town reads the same statement that they read every year, which is a poem from the 1600s about the joys of mineral water and how important it was to their great, 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 great ancestors.
It is the water of their people.
It is the water of their people.
Yeah.
And they look out over the crowd. None of them speaking to each other.
Well, they have to do their traditional dance that the family always has to do. So they have to like partner up.
Yes.
And do their little dance for the town, and they're all angry about it.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
They do the dance. It's very awkward. Everyone is angry.
Yeah.
The Zoop is not there. Just kidding. I never said that. So they do the little dance. They're very angry.
Yeah.
The Mr. Cockright is sitting off to the side, being very smug and American about all of this.
Human.
He's not only is he furious, but he's being very condescending. And this has been one of the problems with him and Fran this whole time, is that Fran is trying to get him to understand why the mineral water empire is so important to them. And he is just not having it. He is very rude about the whole thing. He doesn't understand why they can't just come into the 21st century where all of your money is being made on breeding tiny chickens for the rich and famous.
Drop shipping. You got to get into drop shipping.
Drop shipping tiny chickens.
Yeah.
Get with the times.
Third-party retailers.
But they do the dance. And after the dance, all of the townspeople couple up. 1 by 1, 2 by 2. With not only their romantic partners, but with the people who are important to them.
Oh.
Best friends, parents, siblings. And they are all coming together over these little glasses of mineral water from their family spring.
Yes.
And they watch the faces in the crowd, and they watch as these people partake in this little ritual that means so much and so little at the same time.
They take their little sips.
They take their little sippies.
That didn't sound how I thought it was going to sound. What did that sound like? That sound like a monster to you?
Sounded like a monster or a fart.
That was me trying to take a sip of water.
they watch all these people come together over something that is like so small, but so important.
Yes.
It's just water and
As all the
minerals.
important things are.
And they're reminded of what really matters in life. And
Minerals.
Fran and Jan embrace. And they realize in that moment that what their grandfather was really trying to do was bullshit, because he was actually an asshole.
Yeah.
But that they,
In spite of him.
can bring their company together into the future.
Yes.
They will stand together against Zoop and Nestle and any other giant companies that come knocking. And that their grandfather, in his very misguided way, was just trying to make sure that they had the strength to succeed in a capitalist hellscape.
He was trying to toughen him up.
He meant well, but he did it wrong.
Yeah.
And in that moment, they forgive him. And they come together.
And when they forgive him, they need to open a little bottle and like some little sparkles drift off, and it's the essence of Grandpapa floating away into the heavens. Like, and then there's a big face in the sky like Mufasa saying, "I forgive you." Right? Am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I helped.
They see his face in the spring.
Yeah.
And
they do a double take, like, Good. Okay.
Meanwhile, so Fran and Jan embrace. They have this beautiful moment.
Yes.
Mr. Cockright is off to the side, and he and Fran make eye contact. But before anything can happen there, Mrs. Hen has appeared.
Yeah.
With Zoop.
The town people all gasp.
Everyone gasps. Mrs. Hen has gone to Zoop, and she has finally told Zoop the secret, which is that Zoop was Mrs. Hen's illegitimate child.
Oh my God.
Because Mrs. Hen appeared in the town decades prior as an unwed mother, and Grandpapa took her in, helped her have her, took care of her while she had her child, kept her healthy with all of that beautiful mineral water, and then helped her put the child up for adoption, which was her choice. He would have supported her as an unwed mother, but she didn't feel ready. And then he sent her to accounting school.
Yeah.
And she became an accountant.
Yes, she excelled.
For the company.
Right.
And this whole time, she's been living with this secret. And it was the reason that she couldn't retire, because she could not leave until she had found the strength to tell Zoop.
How long did she know that Zoop was her daughter? Did she know Zoop was her daughter
The whole
all along?
time.
Oh.
She adopted Zoop out to the neighboring family who happened to be early internet adopters. And so Zoop became an incredibly successful health and wellness influencer with an acting career.
Yeah.
And now Mrs. Hen has finally told her of her real origin story.
Wow.
Mrs. Hen explains this
To everyone.
to everyone.
To the town. Yeah.
Zoop apologizes to the family.
Yeah.
And says that the whole reason that she was so angry is because when she was a child, she saw the neighboring family with their mineral water and Mrs. Hen, and they just all looked so happy and wholesome.
And they were all together, like a family.
But every time she tried to go play with Fran and Jan, Mrs. Hen sent her away because she was anxious. She did wrong, Mrs. Hen.
Yes.
She did something she shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Out of fear and insecurity.
Yeah.
But she's apologized. She's told the truth. She wants to make amends.
Yeah.
And Zoop says that she is willing to let go of her quixotic pursuit of owning the mineral water empire.
The mineral water bottling plant.
And with this final barrier removed, Zoop and Jan fall into each other's arms.
Yeah.
Fran and Mr. Cockright fall into each other's arms.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hen looks on with joy.
Yeah.
They're all very happy.
The town people go.
The townspeople are confused.
They're like, okay.
Don't understand why this is happening. But it is a day for making out in the town square, so...
They're like, well, we have a holiday. We don't have to go to work today, so...
Yay!
Sure.
And, it all works out in the end.
Yeah. And there's now a German, there's now an Alpine strain of the tiny chickens that becomes very popular.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So they all hook up. They're all a thing.
Yeah.
And
Big old wet, messy heap.
Jan and Zoop and Fran and Mr. Cockright, they combine the two estates.
Hold on. Sorry. I just realized I've been saying thruple this whole time between siblings. And I just want to... I just need to stop.
I just glossed. You said that, and I was just like, I'm just gonna gloss over
You're
that.
like, gross. Look.
I was like, oh, she clearly forgot that they were twins, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's disgusting. So look, whatever porn you're into, I'm not judging. I am not judging your porn tastes. However, this is and a story of my own making. I will draw the line.
And that is...
The couples are separate.
And that is the story of how a tiny rooster breeder and his beloved aunt saved
a mineral
water
bottling family. Would you call it a plant?
I called it several
Business.
things. Yeah.
Saved
the mineral water bottling empire, and also saved the emotional heart and soul of a wellness influencer who, as soon as she was not trying to fill the insatiable void inside of her anymore, stopped being a wellness influencer.
Yeah.
Because that's bad.
and started an MLM.
No, she's breeding tiny chickens now.
And her downline is
breeding,
you buy chickens.
No. I just salvaged this woman. Don't you dare ruin her again.
All right.
Zoop is destined for better things.
Okay.
She's breeding tiny chickens now,
Yes.
but healthily.
Sure. In a way that's good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carefully.
Never mind that they're ridiculously expensive.
It's fine. Look, the only way to have a happy story under capitalism is to involve luxury goods.
That is true. Yeah.
It's a horrible world, and we decided earlier that this was going to be some kind of ridiculous romance, which is what happens when you start with mineral water and tiny chickens. So,
Well,
you know what? We did our best.
You did great.
Okay. Title.
Okay. Does the title have to include both prompts somehow? No. Okay. Do we want water words like flowing river, spring? Do we want what?
Still waters cluck deep.
The title is that's what we need Jess for.
It's true. That's why we have her on.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What? Anything else?
No.
What, I ruined it? It's dead now?
Yes, so it's not dead now. It is appropriately named. It's the title that it deserves.
Still waters cluck deep. Coming to Showtime in 2028.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, by the way, an important part of Plot Me Baby One More Time is that if you hear a story that you like and you want to buy the rights to it, get in touch with Grace.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, sure.
These top-notch plots could be yours. They are for sale.
This is fully licensable.
Yeah.
Well, that's
we
it.
really laid that egg. If you want to make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs.
We really boiled that pot.
Yeah.
All right. We bottled that water.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
What's the no, last question.
Okay.
What is like the signature needle drop song for Still Waters Cluck Deep?
Well, is it emotional or is it like a ballad or is it like a fun?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh. Is it a real song or a fictional song?
Also asking you.
God damn it.
Sorry, babe.
You mean I have to contribute to this?
You mean I have to think?
That is not my strong suit. I want to say like a deep cut German techno.
Ooh, love this. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
The movie is like cutesy, like Hallmark, like very little real conflict among super wealthy people, but the soundtrack is just like ominous, hard house. Like just like punishing, like deep techno.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is a masterpiece.
It's very unsettling.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Thanks.
That's your episode this week. Take it or leave it.
That was your nonsense. Thanks.
I think we all learned something.
Yeah.
About
thruples and siblings.
God, I am so upset. I'm so upset.
Mistakes were made.
I'm really upset at myself.
All right. Well, if anyone is still with us at this point,
sorry.
Thanks.
Sorry about it.
Sorry. And thanks for being here. I promise I am using my time constructively to do research and not make these silly filler episodes any better. That's why they're so bad.
You're working your butt off.
But I love you all very much. Thanks so much for being here with us week after week as we mostly explore books.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back with you soon.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, if you can, this week, this month, this pay period, consider supporting a living author who is writing stories better than this one.
Can't be done. The bar is too high.
Yes, we've said it.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Sorry, bye.